Hello, hello, welcome to my garden. Once again, a beautiful day, sunny, mild, no wind, no rain. I have really been waiting for this day, and I think that you are maybe curious to know what we have here. And I can tell you this is some of our spring bulbs. The spring bulbs we have planted in containers, in pots and in raised beds in October month. And when we have planted all the bulbs, we have watered them, and then we have covered it, of course, with soil. But then we have also covered them with some plastic because they don't like the winter wet. So many people ask me about the watering during the winter, but we just water when we have planted the bulbs, and then they don't need water in the winter time. To be honest, it can be too much because if we don't cover them and they get too much water during the winter, they will just rotten. But now the bulbs, they have started to grow, so now we will uncover them, and I know that my gardener Preben, he is ready. Enjoy. We have also planted bulbs in our raised beds here, and you can see there's a lot of bulbs here, and we were planting them very dense, and the meaning here is that we will use them for bouquets. It's such a pleasure to have also a cutting garden with a lot of spring bulbs. And I'm looking so much forward to show how it will look in just few weeks. There's a lot to do in the garden also here in the early season, and today I will prune the Clematis, and you can do it during the winter, but you can also do it now. You probably know that there are different groups of Clematis. There are early flowering, there are mid flowering, and there are late flowering Clematis. And the late flowering Clematis you need to prune. The reason is that they are blooming on this year's growth, and if you don't prune them, you will have all this growth from last year. So I'm just ready with the scissor. You can see I prune them to around a half meter here, and later in the season I will show you how they are doing. And the thing is also that when you prune them, they will also start to sprout from the corners here. Maybe you wonder, what about the early flowering Clematis and the middle season flowering Clematis? But here you need to have the scissor in the pocket because they don't need pruning, and if you prune them, they will not flower. The reason is that these Clematis, they are flowering on this year's growth. I have some of the early flowering clematis at the other side here, and I will show you how they look. Here you see one of the early flowering clematis, and you can see the shoots. They are longer and they will start to flower in about let's say 6 or 7, maybe 8 weeks. And you can see if I prune them, you will not have flower this year. So much it's happening in the garden. Preben is busy in the garden, and he is also pruning. He is pruning the weeping pear, you know, Pyrus salicifolia, and let's go and see how it looks. Yes, you can see now Preben is ready here, and I can tell you that these trees, they are maybe, I think they're maybe 15 years old, and Preben take all the, what should I call them, the thin shoots here and take them away, and it means that the weeping pear here will be much more bushy. You can do it now, and you need to do it in some weeks' time before you will see the foliage. It's such a good idea to prune this tree. You can see Nero is also in the garden, and he just loves to play with the ball here. Nero, up! Here we are. Oh, you're such a clever dog. It was once again a little tour in the garden. I hope you enjoyed, that you have maybe learned something about pruning of clematis, and also about pruning the weeping pear. I will be back in short time. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Goodbye.